Hey, everybody. We got the Lady Hippie here, and I'm at the bar, as usual. I'm a little bit unraveled. Oh, I went to my hairdresser yesterday, and I love my Victor. He is amazing. And I call him Angel. His name's Victor. He lives above the salon, and it's a big place. And I always run in and get a dry cut. That's about it. And it takes like 10 minutes, but I'm there an hour and a half because I see everybody. So I go in a lot. And my husband gave me cash. He had won some, and I had won some. And he wanted to make sure because he knows I like to tip. And Victor doesn't charge me hardly anything, including through the pandemic. He would barely let me pay him what I felt it was worth, which is well over the 20 to 25 he charges me. And so it was no different. He doesn't want to cut more than an inch off, no matter how long it's been since I've been there. He doesn't want me to have it short. One time only did he cut it, and me go, wait, that's not enough. You got to cut some more out. And when my husband got here and saw me, he said, "Did you get to your appointment?" I was like, "No, I just left the money." It's always the same haircut. I call it the Farrah Fawcett wannabe. There's another name for it for this generation, but I can't recall what it was he said. So again, forgive me. I'm trying to get used to some hair here, trying to get on. My husband, excuse me, guys. That's what I thought. Yeah, I always have trouble with it. It'll fall down. Going to be here all week. It is for entertainment purposes. If you guys can see me, do please hit the like, dislike, subscribe, share with your buddies, put it on Facebook. See, I try to get, trying to control it, and it's not working worth anything. And Victor has had 2 strokes and surgery on his carotids, so I really worry about him a lot. And he, like I said, he will not increase the fee. Oh, that didn't work right, did it? This is why I need a shot. I call it my stiffener, but this is why I get up here and nothing works. And I usually have the time to sit and fuss with it, but I don't this morning because my husband has, he's not been well for a week or so. And finally, I got if they set him an appointment through Humana, and then Humana will cancel said appointment before it arrives. And when he calls to check on, exactly which doctor or what have you, they've canceled the appointment. It's terrible. I thought the VA was bad, and it was 20 years ago. But it's not anymore. You have the same physician. If it takes longer than 30 minutes, you're welcome to reschedule, this kind of thing. And so they're Johnny on the ball. Plus, they do their own paperwork on their Chromebooks as they're talking to you. Okay, and it's how much and it's done what. Yeah, so that's always fun, but it's fast. He needed all kinds of blood work taken. He needed some scans like this. The cat is what I recommended too. So I'm here trying to take care of everything in the middle. And both of us, we used to always go together, and then one of them had to come back because they would keep us. And so just to save any wear and tear, whereas you just wait here. I've got the truck if I have to take longer to, because he's at the hospital, the one that he went to for years with the cancer that he beat. And so I'm here waiting on phone calls, going what? So I'm a little worried, and I'm behind. I have to forgive my appearance. I have been up since 5 again, tons of coffee. And I have to clean my house. It's like every day. Cats, don't try to do that, folks, because they make a mess everywhere they go. And I have mats that's supposed to clean their feet when they get out of the litter box. It doesn't seem to work. It's like telling you that I gained 10 pounds on camera when it's really 40. I'm old. I don't care. So again, I say this is social Woodstock. So I think that everybody should be using this medium. In particular, those of us who have something to say and no avenue to really say that's what we thought or felt or wanted. It's becoming, it's coming out now in Britain. By the way, that's my DNA. I'm a Brit, full course. I always loved England and the monarchy and all so much. But I never knew why. But apparently my DNA, well, the curly red hair was the clue, and the green eyes. My eyes aren't quite green like they used to be anymore. I had double eye surgery, and now they're strange. It's like a blue iris outline. It's just very strange because I had hazel eyes and they changed color anyway. This one seems to do the same thing. They're artificial. I have to carry a little card. So her eyes just a mess. So I'm doing all that. I'm waiting on a husband. A lot of my jewelry, I don't like to clean with it. In particular, and I wear gloves and protect my rings. But I tend to at least have one necklace on. Even then, I usually have two or three. And so today I did not have but the one. So again, forgive me. I'm in a t-shirt and jeans, trying to catch up on housework. The other thing is when he comes home and he's still ill. For me, you can't get well in dirt. You have to have all that clean. So it's strip the bedding and do all this stuff. And yeah, but we turned the upstairs into an apartment basically. Or I think they call it a split level or what have you. Refrigerator, microwave, all that was put in there during the pandemic because my husband would come through and he had throat cancer, and so it's very hard to sleep with him in the same room. So we had just started doing that with the man cave. We had redone the whole section. There he is. Here we go. Yes, dear. Hello. Hello. Hey. Well, I figured that they do it to me every time I go in every year. I'll ask them if they're leaving me any. It's like 5 or 10. Like, you still feeling it? Yeah, they're going to do a full lab on you. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to my podcast. Call me back. Okay, bye. So, yes, that was my husband. And I'd usually put that on speakerphone, but I figure he may want some privacy, so I did not. Yes, and he's not used to. I go every time, at least every other time that I go to see my doctor at the VA. They have the women's clinic and then they have the hospital. So you're uptown, downtown. It's confusing. But they have labs down there as well as my women's clinic. So, they'll take so much. I go, you can leave me enough to get home. Just you keeping me today. And they've done that to me 3 times. They've cut me, shipped me off to the hospital. I drove myself. The other thing you don't want to do is tell these people that you drove. Yeah, you'd have to wait till somebody came, got you, and then somebody else get got, and then they come back with the car. And, yep. So my husband's around here somewhere. Sometimes he is. But most of the time, like I said, we would go separately. So that was him telling me he was having a lot of blood work done. He's on his way to a cat. And like I said, this is done to me every year. So it's not surprising. And I'm 4 years younger. And yes, we both have birthdays with less than 2 weeks away. So we want to get those flaming over with. I have seen a lot of stuff, been keeping up. I did not get on for 2 days. Thanks for missing me, guys. So I've been trying to catch up on everything, like I said, not just my house and so forth, but with current events. And I'm like, and it was so nuts that it just seemed the same line lately. So and so is going to text so and so eventually. Not like the Israelis when they said we're coming the 13th at 10. And the United States did that. I think it was on both wars in the Gulf. So I guess now you tell your enemy you're on your way. This was in purpose to make sure the civilians had a safe corridor. And the Israelis several times built up safe corridors because these people were getting killed by their own people. You can call them Hamas. I said, I don't care what you call them, they're murderers. It's not rocket science. I was disappointed what happened at the Olympics. That's not freedom of speech. That is literally racist. Only this group of people is allowed to open the Olympics in such a horrific way. You got to believe in us. We're transgender. We're whatever. We don't tell you how to do your life. Why are you telling everybody else how to do that? And for God's sakes, the Olympics is supposed to be about the entire planet. Whoever was the best gets best. That's it. You might have 10 from one country and 9 from another, whatever. It's the best of the best. Olympics. And they used it to glorify somebody's sexual habits. It's just a disgrace. I don't care what sexual habits. It's none of my damn business. Don't force that shit on me. I may open your grill telling you what the hell I think. I'm over there going, bring it. Let's talk. Why is no one talking to these people? What's going on? I heard again today that another No, I can't think of their name. No, president of the university. Which one was it? I can't remember, but you can check it or send something in the comments. I'll look the damn thing up again. I'm lazy. I do not make money doing this. So thanks for coming in. Say hi. Sit down. Talk as well. But this lady, she had an Arabic last name, actually, first and last name. Now, that's not a crime, no. But it does explain her affinity with the Palestinian protesters tearing up the university. I mean, slap tearing it the hell up. She didn't have a problem with that. Finally, 6 months later, at least it's been, not longer, she finally resigned. So I'm like, slap her again. I don't know why they're not being held culpable. I don't know why they're not in jail. That's the president of these universities and colleges. What the hell? And for that matter, we're the parents of these students. I keep saying this rant every time I get up here. And then, of course, I don't think I've ever pointed out there's a new thing going on with this super mayor in Dalton, Illinois. And I forget what she is for Thornton Township. She's the top of it. I don't remember. I graduated from Thornton Township High School. Harvey is where I grew up. Harvey is where this is going on, and Dalton and Thornton. We pretty much would clump them together, and nearly as one. Used to take a shortcut through Dalton, just go to the Ben Franklin's Five and Dime. Love that. Have $1.50 for the bag. So yeah, that was fun. So I caught my attention because I heard somebody say when I was cleaning around it, Thornton Township, and I was like, and then I heard somebody say Harvey, and they were at a meeting, and that definitely piqued my interest. I was okay, what's going on here? They're pretty much intent on keeping Harvey separate, Dalton separate, Thornton Township separate. But again, these all abut each other and they kind of flap over. But this is my stomping ground until recently when I lost my brother and he passed over, but he had moved to Alabama. My nephews then had control of the home that we built and grew up in, and then they sold. We do not know who's there now. The house was over 100 years old when I lived there, which was granted a long time ago. I went in the Army at 17. Mom had the sign. Dad was a World War II hero of the Pacific area, and he did not want me to go. He was very angry. I do not know why. At the time, I would have been in the WAC Corps. Maybe because he was Navy, maybe because he didn't want his little girl to go. I don't know. It was very difficult back in the 70s, the middle 70s, for a young girl to be able to step out of her home and make a living. And for me, the only solution that I could find where I would actually be able to step from the house and go to work, and as well as schooling, because I graduated high school twice at college. So, this was all important to me. I was like, what is going on with the super mayor? And this was a couple of weeks back, maybe a month back. And I was like, oh my God. This girl she has stolen millions. And while they're staring there looking at her, she had the chief of police up in her pocket. She had her own security detail. She had 5, I don't remember what they were, SUVs, beautiful, that she was leasing for 5 years. If they bought it outright, wouldn't it cost a third of what they now were supposed to be liable for 5 years? Like over $1 million had been spent just for that, I think. So they have the ex-mayor Lightfoot, another broad I don't like, come in and do an audit. Well, they determined that there were at least 6 to 9 million. These businesses are small, folks, even today, in the hole. And one day only, she spent $45,000 or something like that online with Amazon. I think they managed to scrub most of the photos of her before her election, and she still sounds like from the hood. No shame, no hate mail. I'm just saying that she's not a well cultured speaker, and it was nice to see that. I mean, she's opening that door too. Unfortunately, when she sat through it, she decided to transform herself into the super mayor because she had credit cards. She had credit cards out the wazoo. It's the same, like I said, and then you throw in the township. So they're like that, they're all interchanged. And I thought to myself, and this woman been there for I don't know, 3, 4 years. which apparently is why she wanted the trucks or whatever the cars for 5 years on lease. They were spending more on lease per year for these SUVs than they would have if they bought the entire fleet outright. They can't even tell at the point that this particular meeting. They can only tell you can't pay your firemen, you can't pay your cops. Well, luckily they could pay the cops because there was a separate fund that none of them could touch. It was all, I guess, administered by the police administration itself. The firemen are just screwed, and they haven't quit. I'm shocked. You gotta check her out. Super Mayor Tiffany Hendren, and you can see that transformation from a chicken to the swan. I think she had really good wigs too. She had lots of hair real quick. Yeah, but she never did find a way to hide that speaking manner that she has. And so it's amazing to me that this woman has been able. She doesn't sound like she's. I know no points against me, okay? But she just doesn't sound like she's that educated. She's educated herself. Again, kudos because that's what I do. I think everybody should. Um, but she did start educating herself, and she did it so well. She knew what her rights were. She knew what money she could spend. She knew they might have wanted to keep her in a different room or something. I kept saying, "Cut up the credit cards. Stop the credit cards." Yeah. And I'm telling you, this has been going on. They've been trying to get her ousted. They actually had a vote, and everybody elected to get her out of office. It didn't hold. The Supreme Court of Illinois said you can't do that. So she's still there. I'm sorry. It's extremely comical to me because this is in your face theft. Check out her Facebook page. Holy Hannah. There's no way anybody could say, she just went out to eat once. No. Not gonna happen. Oh, she throws lavish parties because it's for all about the kids. She's not one my sheep pocket is for the kids. And so, there's a free giveaway of TVs or laptops or notepads or whatever it is. It wasn't free. So both Thornton County, well, it's the council that pretty much felt it, has been begging the citizens since they did vote to oust her to please not come to the free rallies that she's throwing because nothing's for free. Yet she's out there with 15 TVs. Yada, yada. People ain't gonna stop going. It's free shit. Tons of food, not a penny. It's for the kids. Meanwhile, they're draining the parents' pockets faster they can say, "Hey, stop that shit." It's been absolutely comical to me to watch this because, again, it's crap in your face. I mean, you cannot get away from it. There is no way you can go, "Oh, she didn't do nothing." No, this is, oh my God time. And you should see them scrambling. They have now fired the chief of police, although he keeps coming to work. Yeah, every day. They tried that, and I think they tried serving him with something. Now he's been charged with bankruptcy fraud. Apparently, even though he was making almost $300,000 or more a year, maybe he was going bankrupt. That's what he found. I'm gonna get rid of all my old debts, keep my house, my car, and shit. 300,000 a year. Yeah, so they fired him and somebody else. I can't remember the other one, but you can check it out. Just put in super mayor. You don't even know it. But this woman, there's not a billboard, a sign that you can go by that is not her and her face on it. It's plastered everywhere in these three cities. These are small townships. Again, this is why it says Thornton Township. And by God, she's in charge of. I can't stop laughing at that one. I was like, what would you think? So, yeah, I've become checking that out. If this is seen, and she's not, again, I would be surprised if she got anywhere past high school. Not a detriment. I don't believe in education is what makes you. It's just maybe someone at some point she would have learned correct English because she's not speaking correct English. And she'll come in dressed as some gangster from a movie. I think it was Wesley Snipes last time to the council meeting. Had the beret and everything. Had a rap song playing when she walked in. They have their suits. You just can't make this shit up. It's finally making the news. It had made it onto WGN, which is the Chicago news. Everybody gets that in Harvey and everywhere else. It's like it's Chicago, but it's a suburb of Chicago. That's the best way I can say it. All of them. So it's funny as hell. I'm wondering to this day, they can't get rid of him. The chief police done been fired, done been taken to jail. He's still showing up for work. I don't know who's paying him. The last council meeting that I saw, I think was filmed for this week, and she made a motion to pay the bills. Apparently, she can't pay the bills yet because I guess they cut off their credit card. I don't know. Her motion was to pay the bills. Meanwhile, they were up there trying to sell her SUVs and buildings that the police no longer used because they moved to a new building. You're talking about Sibley Boulevard. I walked Sibley Boulevard to all my education except for up to sixth grade. So from sixth grade to through the end of high school, I walked up and down Sibley Boulevard to go to school and come home. About 2 miles. And yeah, you can like the bus. Not even in the winter. We used to just skeet, and that's another story. So yeah, this has been absolutely comical. But before she gets out of that council meeting, she says, and she says this like 20 times. I need a motion except to pay the bills. Please accept the motion. Anybody second? Nobody was seconding her. They were like, we're going to sell this. We're going to sell that. And she's like, no, we're not selling that building. That's supposed to have a pool and an arcade and stuff put in there for the children. So now she's $9 million in the hole. You just can't make this shit up. And finally, somebody along the committee, there's only like, I don't know, 10 or 12 people that are up there in the dais, the horseshoe thing. And somebody goes, okay, I'll second. Nobody even knows what bill she was paying. There was one check for like $541,000. Everybody's wondering where that check went. Who paid what? $500,000 disappeared. It's funny, but it's not, because if you can tell that this is going on and she's in your face with it and continues to still do what she's been doing, what are the ones who haven't been busted doing? Why would the Supreme Court of Illinois uphold her right to continue to tank these three townships or cities or whatever you want to call them? Why is that okay? That's not okay. It's fucking funny. So we'll move on from that one. Y'all can check that if you like. Ukraine turned around and bit the Russians in the ass by going in and taking their territory. It's so biblical lately. I don't know any other way to put this. There's so much. There's sounds that you can't tell where they're coming from that sound like huge trumpets being blown in the air by like angels. There's red rain. There's red streams. There's red rivers. There's die-offs of millions of fish. There's die-offs of whales and seals. There's war and rumors of wars. There's you just can't. There's plagues. There's the locust that hit Mecca. I saw water gushing out of the sand dunes as if that sand dune was holding a fire hydrant, which was now pushed open. And these huge, then you could, it's from several places. This is the Sahara Desert. Camels are freaking floating down. That got my attention. You ever think of seeing a camel float? Check that footage out. I should put it up myself. It was like, what the hell? And then they get these wind of things. This is at Mecca, the Kabbalah, and it's wonderful to see it. It's like, I love watching it from the air. And they're very devout people, as far as I'm concerned. Yay for them. I didn't want to see anybody hurt, but it's funny as hell. I mean, even the Quran almost runs parallel to both the Bible and the Torah in certain respects, especially history. But, I don't think the others actually call for jihad if they're not Christian or whatever. I don't know. So I'm seeing scenes from Mecca where first these huge winds and huge rain comes through, pushing people down and around the place. It was something to see. Same time as the camels were floating in the Sahara Desert. Oh, I thought there was something about yeah, I think there's something in Revelation about this. Then they got that straightened out. Now look at it. It's not funny, but it is. If I don't laugh, I'd be scared stupid. I'm not a Bible thumper, and I don't pretend to tell anybody else how to worship. I don't usually believe in organized religion of any type. Lots of reasons. Again, I should write a book. And you can see my table up back here. I've got my new shelf is balanced on there. It's still in the box, and I still haven't painted the door. It looks so much closer than it really is, but the bar is kind of further in. In any event, yeah. So that's all biblical. Yeah, gotta go with that biblical. Um, Earthquakes, volcanoes. California's getting swarms of earthquakes. I think the other, what was the other way? It might have been Virginia. I can't recall now, but I mean, it's hitting everywhere. Japan, same time was having earthquakes. So some shit's about to hit the fan. Italy has like 3 active volcanoes going at once right now. Stromboli, I can't remember the other ones, but not Vesuvius yet, which is a good thing because Naples has got 15 million people and they're like 2 miles from it. Even if it belches, they're toast. Ah, and do you know what I think about that when you're traveling through Italy about how many, well, volcanoes there are in Greece as well. Uh, Earthquakes are very prone to those areas. I can tell you from experience that that's the case. It doesn't stop you from wanting to go around Italy, however. Venice is still sinking into the water. I believe even San Francisco might have got some of those aftershocks, but I'm not positive. But they had a lot of aftershocks. So did Japan. Japan is really cool about how they do that stuff. You can see everything shaking, but nothing fell. Nobody got hurt or anything. I don't think that the same as I'm just fidgeting with this new haircut. It's stuck underneath my head. So once again, I'm in to say, oh shit, my little bottle. I think by now I should go ahead and have some of my little bottle. You see my yellow roses. I love these. Robert bought me my yellow rose Texas. And I love these. I love it when he does that. He generally does not get me my yellow roses until it's close to my birthday and anniversary. And he knows that I love them dearly. I love having flowers. And I have quite a few of my own that are growing. It's hard to keep up with. So I see I've got another half hour in here just tiddling. If anybody else thinks that things are going on that's biblical, please throw it in the comments. I'd like to know there's others of us out here at Social Woodstock that are going, damn, did you see that? Look at that, look at that. I was calling everybody else on Facebook. Look at this. The desert had raging white water running through it. You got to go with that's biblical. It's a fucking desert, for God's sake. Camels are not built to float. I kept feeling so bad for them, wondering could somebody get them, help them somewhere? They couldn't get his raging waters. These poor guys, they couldn't try to get out. They couldn't swim. I mean, they're pretty big animals. It's terrible. Funny in some ways, but terrible. The locusts, the like tornadic winds, and all this stuff happened just like right after each other. Just bam, 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 bam. I saw one where a man opened his garage door and there was the Atlantic Ocean. Literally, literally, this guy had been a couple miles, I guess, inland, not on the coastline. The coastline is now in his garage. And it had like 3 centimeters before it started into the garage. And he's standing there looking around, filming it, going, dude, this is the Atlantic Ocean. Everywhere you saw it was as if he was on a boat. And I felt so bad for the guy. I was like, oh my God. You would want the door, go in and open your garage door. Maybe he was going somewhere. I don't know. I'm presuming that he knew and still opened the door. I wouldn't open the door. Yeah, it's close enough. I hope they came out all right. I think the rains had passed by then, and I can't remember where, but I guess the Atlantic Ocean was right there. So, and a lot of people have begun keeping canoes and rafts and so forth because the flooding seems to be endemic in certain particular places and increasing. Hurricanes. The hurricane went. We're on the evacuation route for hurricanes. We have been, as long as I can remember living in Georgia, we were on that path. And they came up with that just after we had resettled here because we married in San Antonio. I love San Antonio. Went back 3 times. You only go so many times, and it's not good. You got kids. So, and so that. I didn't expect to have children. Surprise! God does work in mysterious ways. Like right now, I'm trying to also tell myself I have to hurry because I've got so much to do. I got laundry running. I could just make the bed back up, which is what I'm going to do, is to try to get the other back on there and not have so much to do. It doesn't mean I got to do them anyway. So I want to make sure everything upstairs is okay. Um, and like I said, I don't. If you're sick, you should not be in dirt or sweat or what have you, because if you're that sick, you got to get all that stuff out of there. So all that's been done and vacuuming. So you have to forgive me again. Like I said, I'm just I'm tired. And on top of that, I had insomnia last night. I couldn't sleep away. Ta. That is so good. It will take your breath away, though. Hopefully, I'm close enough to afternoon that people don't think I'm just a regular drunk. Kind of runs the family, so I can't do that. But I tend to have a stiffener. So we'll put that away. And of course, I am worried about my husband, see what's going on with him. My poor little cigars today have been smoked down. I don't usually have but a piece of one at all during the day or night, because then I'd be smoking. It's about the same thing. It's like George Burns, if anybody my age knows about cigars. They keep telling you can't have it, they keep lighting them. I don't know if you can hear this, but they're singing happy birthday behind me. I've been watching Paranormal just to get my mind off of stuff. I keep saying this too. What the hell's wrong with the everybody in Europe? It seems like, but in particular right now, the British. I'm British. I already said that. I love the place, love the people, great people. They really are. Loved Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth II was a major, I thought, role model for many, many women, and she should have been. She was an amazing woman. I knew she would make it long after Prince Philip passed away. And like me and my husband, there's 3 or 4 years difference. And I miss her. I haven't been able to keep up with that and this and Facebook. I have been barely on it. Excuse me. I never thought it would take so much time for me to do a podcast. And I mean, I would have been in my studio by now, but my husband's been in and out of not feeling well. And with my back, I don't dare pick up things and move them about or take them out. And, I have like 15 boxes of books. So the studio had to be redone. And there's so much that has to go. There's an extra desk, a futon, all that has to go. People can pick them up if they want them. Because I'm just keeping one small glass desk with my printers. I have two. I told my husband he bought me another one anyway. I don't use the first one. I should. Mm. Got to know down a pair of tags. Mine's going to be 100. When he got the tags switched over for me on my new Chevy Cruze, usually he gives me the title. This particular time I was ill. I was in and out of the hospital, and I was not able to go and take my license and stuff in person to have the title put in my name. So to make it expedient, he just went ahead and put the titles, everything in his name. Mind you, he's got the RV, the boat, the house, name it. It's probably in there. And I don't care to do that kind of stuff. But this year I insisted, since both of us seem to be getting sick, I insisted on putting the tags in my name and redoing the title, because when you get your tags, it was the first tags for us to own it. And like I said, I was just too ill to go. So I'm going to go this time because I wanted it in my name and he wants it in my name. It's just easier when things happen. You just never know. And in our age, I'm 65 and a little overweight, and Robert is 69. So we're knocking hard on 70's door. I gotta love my hairdresser. I wore a white and blue flowered dress with some crinolines on it, a 50 style, the vintage dresses. And it was nice and paper thin. It was just lovely. I love that dress. And it's got a little sash that goes. And I have a beautiful white scarf with the same blue type of flowers that were echoed down here. So it was a reverse print. So it went really well. I use it as a shawl. Most of the time I don't put it around my neck. And so I wore that when I went. I had some other things to do. And I do not leave the house unless I'm fairly well put together. I don't check the mail unless I have makeup on. Scare people. And Mr. Victor, bless his soul, We were sitting there talking, and I usually take and spend at least an hour, hour and a half there. Although it takes me 5 minutes to do my hair, but he sit there and do others, and he'll talk to me. And so will Fran, who manages the front and helps out as well. She's a little whisper thing. I think she's 67. She's around my age. And Victor, I mentioned it. He said, "Don't you have a birthday coming up?" I think because he just and I've been going to Victor for years. And he said, "You have a birthday coming up, don't you?" And I said, "I do." And so does Robert. It's our anniversary thing. He said, "That's right. That's right. You guys get married what? One of your birthdays?" I said, "Yeah." And we got married on his birthday in Texas. And I'll be 65 this year. He'll be 69. He said, "No way. I wouldn't have guessed you even at 50. I would have said 48 for it." I said, "You're going to get a tip." Anyway, he said, "No, I'm serious to God. You just have the best bone structure." And I said, "Well, thank you, because it's fairly well hidden by fat and wrinkles, but okay." He thinks I'm fun. And I do tend to joke around a lot. I think it's fun to be alive and not one of these. Life is short. Enjoy the shit out of it. I enjoy retirement. If I didn't have to clean so damn much, I'd be a happy camper. But I'm really OCD about the cleaning. Like today, I want to pull down the curtains, wash all them off, vacuum everything on the couches and stuff. I've almost finished putting the curio cabinets together, and it's been a nightmare to move from, like, I think it's 17 shelves that were all connected into just 2 units that are glass in front of it. And I don't have to do as much. Same with my china. I love my new china cabinet. Although people do not collect this stuff anymore, but I love it. I don't have to dust it. I can just take it out and use it. And I used to throw all the parties, did all the dinners. Um, I don't do that anymore. Christmas trees was a big thing too. Sorry. Mm. Echoed in my ears, but I hate to be so raspy. We've both been finding some kind of a sinus problem as well. I don't know what it is. And I changed my appointment, was the 20th, to be seen by my doctor at the VA. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm not going to try to budget them in here as long as I have 4 or 5 days to get my birthday, my husband's birthday, and the anniversary thing done. I was not going to be able to do all of that. So I called to reschedule, explaining why. I thought I could make it at first, but things are just backing up. So I called them and they said, "Oh, okay. Well, we'll put you in for the next appointment. Can you come in December 30th?" I was like, "It is before the next year. We'll send you a letter with your appointment." Okay. This is why I say I don't see my doctor, but once, twice a year, basically every 6 months. Because I kind of put a foot down and said, "Knock it off. I'm not coming back every 3 months unless it's a damn problem. I'll call you." I don't live like 15 minutes from my VA. We used to have to go 3 hour round trip. So, I mean, 6 hour round trip, 3 out, 3 back. And that was when I lived in just below Warner Robins. Oh my. Like I said, sinus problems. I'm sorry. I do sound terrible. I look just as bad. So forgive me, my loved ones. I just brought all the cats to me because they worry about you. Um, I know people may not think so, but when either of us are ill, we turn around and the cats are within an arm's breadth or on top of us, laying on us somewhere, laying beside us on the pillows. Yeah. So we never thought we would have so many cats. We do. I got 2 that have to be neutered. One at the first of the next month, and then the other one will be at the first of the next month in October. I hope everybody's getting ready for Halloween. I love Halloween. I have the flapper outfit. I wore that for the 20s look. I may go back to that. I'm not sure. I really love my Victorian look. I actually did my research, and Queen Victoria has always been a favorite of mine. She died in 1907. She had reigned for, I think, 86 years. I believe so. She was 17 or 18 when she was crowned, like our Queen Elizabeth II. But Victoria lost her husband after 20 years and 9 children. And she grieved for him the rest of her life. She never wore any color but black with a little white lace. She grieved the rest of her life for her husband. And I'm the same way. I think if you're married and you really love your husband, either way, you should be respectful enough to at least grieve for a little while. I've been to several, unfortunately, of my friends and family who crossed over, and I'm astonished that at the funerals, these people are in shorts and bright colors. And I'm like, "Oh, that's not the way I get. I don't get that. I just don't. You dress formally, you dress in black, and you be respectful. And don't tell me they look good because they did. They do not look good. They did. At first, we both fiddled a little bit with what we would do with our eventual crossing over. And at first, it was, well, we'll go with, a closed coffin. And I would not budge from that. And then I started pricing them. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I could buy a house with this much combined for both of us. Funerals can run up to 10,000 or more, even the ones that are prepaid. So we have two. And I'm like, holy crap, you could literally pay off a third of a house with that much money. One hell of a deposit, we'll put it that way. If you're not going for the, $250,000 home, you're about set. So we're still doing the mortgage on this home and not much longer, I think. I have to look. But so we worry. I mean, like today, he's been ill for some time, and finally he listened to reason and went to the hospital because they canceled his doctor's appointments 3 times. He needs to get rid of Humana. The other thing I don't understand is if you don't take what insurance they tell you have to take, they'll take $200-300 from your check every month. I just went through that. They don't have the right to do that. How can you tell me that Medicaid has to be paid out of Social Security? Where the hell's the money? I put it on Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid. Look at your check stubs. You pay both every week or every month, however you're paid. And when you retire, you best be ready because they're going to have their hands all in your shit. We won't talk about how many more taxes. They put taxes on it when they took it. Now there's more taxes. We have 2 taxes for food. What the hell? I'm ready to go back to Texas in some ways. They don't have a state tax. They don't have food tax. They don't have a city tax. They don't have a county tax. You're not taxed to damn death and then taxed to get at the end of the year. It's ridiculous. Like the tax thing. I've had 2 new cars in the 35 years or so that Robert and I have been together. And after the second one, I we traded that in and he paid outright for my first Cadillac. Loved that car. It was so good. And she had some power, baby. I mean, and since it was an old lady, I don't know, it was the 96. It might have been 98. And anyway, it's a 90s Cadillac, the bigger ones. And I used to get so much crap. I go through like 4 lights, just round trip to Wally World and back. And I would end up at the light first. Now I'm one of those people. If you're at the light and you're the first one, you need to go. You don't need to. Phew. That's what we should be hearing. Phew. Not this. Battle faster. So 17 people behind you, only one got through. Maybe. So, that's what I did. Now my little Chevy Cruze, she I think she's a 6-seater, 4-cylinder maybe. I think she don't have any power really. She's fine on the straightaway. Now she got some giddy up once you get out that way, but that 0 to 60 is it's like a Prius. So I don't like that. I'm used to being able to go. And I've had 2 other Cadillacs since that first one he bought me, and he bought it for me in the early 2000s. So I mean, like I said, you turned into one, had all that money, and he went and just paid for it. I think it was 11,000. And so he's good at that stuff. I let him do whatever he needs to do because I don't keep up with that. I keep up with the household. So whatever is in the household and it has to be paid, whatever it is, mortgage, lights, whatever. I am in charge of all of that, which means both of our retirement checks are going. Damn. The fun thing for me is that I am retired. It's like Victor, my hairdresser, says you got the best bones because you do not look like you could be 65. Don't tell people that. Tell me 50. He's such a love. I really is. I get a hug coming in and a hug going out. And he don't say too much until after I'm ready to go. And then he makes a point of telling me, you look so pretty today. When are we ever going to see you wear a pair of pants? I was like, yeah, I had one time. Just as I said that, Fran, she said she came in one time in dress pants. I did not wear jeans, though. And I remember the outfit, white lace and a jacket and everything. So, yeah. Yeah, if you're going to be out there, guys, you don't come out in your house shoes and your damn pajamas. Don't go out in those tights. I don't know what y'all call them. But Come on. And some of you do not fit those things. You can't stretch them anymore. You could cut them off of you, maybe. Don't wear that shit to Walmart. Get your ass in a pair of jeans at least. I've seen some of these things. I've checked into them online, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm always worried that I'll make the Walmart. Well, but I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, you look great. You look this. You got the everything. It's the brooch, the headband." Well, I wear a lot of headbands because I don't want my hair in my eyes, and my my hairdresser refuses to cut it short. This is, and he don't like it this short. He said, "You want a whole inch?" He's so funny, and he's very sweet to me. Very sweet, and it does feel good if someone you know and you don't see, but a few times a year. He's also like the VA. I see him maybe 3, 4 times a year, actually more than the VA. If I'm lucky. If not, and I'm busy or things are going, I just generally will put up whatever I've got to do. And it's always lovely to see him. He makes a big point of saying, "You look beautiful. You look lovely. You make my shop look good. You sure you have to run down?" He's a real doll, and I worry about him because of the strokes that he's had. And so that's the other reason. And he's busy. Now, he doesn't charge you $300 to get your hair cut and give you a perm. He doesn't charge $300. I think I've had only one time because I have trouble with my back being on those little things that wash your hair. Can't do it. I tried. Uh, and this was during the pandemic, and I wanted to make sure that Victor was still managing to keep the salon open. So I went with kind of the works but no hair dye. I don't believe in that. And he thinks it's so comical. So the other thing he says, at 65, it's not just your bone structure, but your hair doesn't really have much gray. And I said, well, I said, it's strawberry blonde. He said, exactly. You're strawberry blonde, so it just blends in. You're a beautiful young lady. Don't tell people you're 65. It was just so cute. It really was cute of him. And you can't get out. And the other salon members who are there, I saw you last time. You look great. What's your birthday? And where'd you get the dress? Where'd you get the and the scarf and everything? And I tell them, I don't. And I had my nails done. I do my own, and they're like, "Oh, how did you do? It's beautiful. What salon did you get your nails done?" I said, "I did them at home." Tell them how to do it. You don't have to spend $100 to get your nails done. It's been a little bit. You have to do that. And I used to do my own fingernails. I never wore false nails. But then I too had a radiation out with about with cancer, so mine don't grow as well as I like them. Even my grandson says, I still remember the time you looked down at your hands and said, look, my nails are growing. I was so shocked. It'd been like a decade. They had barely grown. And they used to grow a lot. Like I said, I used my own. I would paint and put little. And I can't find that anymore. But they had little stickers of roses and so forth you could put on it, clear coat them. It was a lovely look. It really was. Could be because they are doing the nail salons too much. I don't know. So I really haven't got any point across today at all. Same thing 2 days ago. I apologize, guys. Like I said, my mind is doing 500 things. So if anybody wants to say anything, please throw it in the comments. I always have live chat up just in case. For those of you who don't like me, just say so. Bring it. Seriously, I know that at some point in my rant, there's somebody out there that said, oh, hell no. I like those people. This is what it's supposed to be. It's Woodstock. Social Woodstock. Get up here and talk. Ask questions. Do your own. It's not hard. Although I have people going, how do you get up there and talk to the world like that? It's like, what's the world's wrong? And I crack myself up. But yeah, I mean, maybe people are frightened. I've had people tell me this because a couple of times wanted to do guest interviews, and they don't like the name for Lady Hippy at the bar. It connotates like Hippy is a drug addict, and at the bar a drunkard. They're like, well, you need to grow the hell up. Not everything is politically correct. Okay, I'm not. I call it like I see it. If you don't like that shit, come talk to me. You tell me why you don't like that shit and why you think I should like that shit because you're going down. I love playing the dozens. For those of you who are from Chicago area or whatever. Playing the Dozens was pretty much insult one, insult back, and I forget what they call it now. It's kind of like a rap thing too. I've seen the Comedy Central ones. They're funny as hell. Love Cat Williams. Shout out, baby. Yeah. What you gonna do? Joe Rogan, another one. I love you guys. Hey, Casper Sight. He's one of the. I like him. He's a reactor for paranormal. Twin paranormal gay. Yeah. Sam and Colby, guys. I was watching them just before they were doing the Villisca axe murder house. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's in Iowa. And in 1912, I think it's June 27th, June something, 1912, somebody went in after the homeowners, husband and wife, had four children and had two of the friends of their children sleeping over it. Somebody came in and killed them all with an axe, brutally, horrifically, all of them. Never been caught. It's so bad that the blood splatters were everywhere. The axe had hit the ceilings, and they use it now as a paranormal home. No one lives there, but people can go and spend the night. I don't know if they're still doing it, spend the night, but they can investigate. And some of the things I have heard and seen come from there, oh my Lord, it's just horrific what happened to these people. Um, and six children, right? Six children, 1912. So look that up. If you're wondering about paranormal, that's a good one to look up. Just look up the Villisca Axe murder house. That it's not just Sam and Colby that investigate this. There are several. I think Amanda was with Sam and Colby, but I'm not sure. She might have been with the other boys. I do a lot of paranormal research. That's another book. I have my reasons. I understand what petrified means. If you suddenly see something in the window of your back door and you are 11 and you can't scream, you can't move, and you're looking at something that is not human and it just radiates evil and just paralyzed, you cannot move. Petrified. That's what that is. When my mother yelled my name, I could move, and the thing was gone. Twice. It had to be twice. It also been talked to by my uncle Bobby. His name was Robert. He came on the night he died and talked to me. Set his beer down. Big beer drinker like the father, adopted. But he was always so great to me, and I still miss him to this day. I was still very young. I was like 9 or 10. And he set down his beer, and I realized I could see through him. Ice is forming in my room. It's August. He had been killed in a vehicle accident along with his fiancee going to be married. It was a terrible time. But he was there talking to me, and suddenly I realized, oh my God, I can see through. And it was like, don't panic kind of thing, and always investigate, find out what this means kind of thing. I'm like I said, 9, 10 years old. So all my life, basically, I have a big affinity with the paranormal realm, and it has really enhanced lately with this type of equipment. It started with Lorraine and Ed Warren, and I loved them, and I still do respect them very much. They were it for like the 60s, 70s, even into the 80s. Early 90s, you started getting shows like Sightings, Taps, which became Ghost Hunters. So you started getting that. And then, of course, there's the movies. I love those movies with Dan Aykroyd. The last one has been great. You should see it. But yeah, it's Ghostbusters for them, as you well know. But it was a great movie. Go see their new movie, stream it, whatever. I did. It was on Netflix. So yeah, the last Ghostbusters, and it's great. Dan Aykroyd's in, although all the old crew I think is in there. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, down to the young lady. I can't think of her name, but Annie Potts is that her name? In any event, just check it out. It's great. So yeah, I'm still doing the paranormal realm, and it's just absolutely wonderful to see that it's taken off to such an extent. When I first started investigating, I had a reel-to-reel tape recorder. I am so telling you my age. And that's what I had to work with. You didn't have phones. If the phone rang, you had to go through 15 people to get to it on the wall. It was like, yeah, we had to. Everybody had phone call. Yeah, it was back then days. Yeah, we had muscle cars and hot pants. It was a good time to be a teenager. Or for that matter, a young soldier. Yeah, another book. Yes, another book. I see my time is about up. If there's something everybody would like to talk about or see, please do let me know. Share, like, it helps the channel. At some point, maybe I'm thinking about maybe expanding it if I can get the time to get my studio ready. I was thinking about expanding it, having merchandise, and dropping some videos to see how well that goes. If anyone thinks that that might be a good way to expand, do let me know in the comments. If you see me, let me know in the comments. Like dumbass, I don't care. My friends on Facebook, my relatives through my husband, because I don't have any, mine have all crossed over except for my son and my grandchildren. I have a grandson is 25 and a granddaughter is 12. So I have to stick around. So again, come see me, talk to me, tell me what you want, what you need, what you think we should do. All the above. I could use the help because I think that at this point, it's not going to go any further unless I do something to grab some more attention. I hate to be that way, but I think this is an important medium. I think it's important that we all reach out to each other, that we get out there and we say, oh no, hell no, we're not going to take this shit no more. It's time. It's time for all of us to go, oh, no. In the meantime, guys, I'm going to scoot around and try to get finished up before my husband gets through with all these tests at the doctor's. So I love you back. Send some love my way. Could use it. Been a hell of a year already in it. Toodles.